and welcome to MichelleMotivateMe.com. This video is part of the Effective Performance Management Skills video series, and the name of it is How to Motivate the 4 Personality Types. We do have videos on each of the 4 personality types, and then also videos that focus on team building, motivation, and this particular video focuses on motivation but on an individual basis and not in a team environment. So what are we motivating? Well, helping people to identify goals, dealing with projects that they have to work on, praise and recognizing them, and then also constructive criticism. As with every video, we ask you to write this down. The best way to memorize it and to know the information is to write it down, even if you never look at it again. Okay, so hopefully you have a pen, a piece of paper, you're ready. Let's look at analyticals. What do we want to do with their goals? We want to be very specific. We want to cite examples. We want to offer reference material. Be prepared, know your facts, because analyticals will test you on this. They want to know what they need to do in order to complete a project, so they may ask you for other individuals, some recommendations of other individuals who can help them and give them information as well as websites and other material. They work best alone, so you might want to consider that when giving them a project. Give them a deadline, but because they're such perfectionists, it's not that they're not going to deliver on the commitment, but they may procrastinate a little bit because they want it done perfectly. They want it done right. So other things to consider with analyticals is when praising them, be very specific. When criticizing, I strongly recommend that you watch the video on the what, why method, making sure that you are stating observations. Amiables, how do we deal with them? With goals, ask them about their goals, but be patient because they take a little bit more time than, let's say, the other personality type, the driver, who knows exactly what his or her goals are. With projects, they work best on teams. Give them deadlines. Most likely they will meet the deadline because they want to make sure that the relationship is solid with you. When praising them, be specific about the praise. Use the sandwich technique when dealing with criticism. Expressives. Talk to them about their goals, put it in writing, go over it briefly, but remember that you are going to have to revisit this with them. They may not always pay attention the way you need them to. With projects, they work best on teams. With deadlines, you may need to set one deadline and then check back with them several times and make sure that they know that you're going to check back so that they know that they're accountable. With praising, spend a lot of time in this area, be very specific. With critique, you want to use that sandwich technique. Say something nice, then state the observation, what you need changed, and then say something nice again. Drivers. Goals. Ask them about their goals. They want to hit the nail right on the head. They have their ducks in a row. With projects, they do work best on their own. Give them a deadline, but I guarantee you that they will complete it before you you turn around. Okay. With their goals, you want to ask them about how they want to go about it. With their projects, the same way. Get right to the point when praising them. Be short, sweet, specific. Get to the point. With criticism, you want to be specific. Explain what you wanted as the end result and what you observed. Again, the what, why technique will really help you. Okay, how do you motivate these personality types? Something to think about is famous personality types, and we have gone over this in other videos, but I want to mention it again here because I believe it's so important. So motivating an analytical. Well, who's one of the most famous analyticals that you can think of? One that comes to my mind is Albert Einstein, and then I have a list of many others on the screen for you to think about. When you're dealing with a specific personality type, I want you to think about this person with regard to this celebrity that I'm mentioning or this famous individual. It may help you to not be so frustrated and to have a new appreciation for this particular personality type as well. How do you motivate an amiable? Well, think about some famous amiables, and again, there's one that comes to my mind, more specific, Gandhi. And think about all that he accomplished in the world. Again, when you're dealing with your particular personality type, you want to think about the techniques and how to use the techniques that we've discussed here, but then also think about famous amiables and what they've been able to do with the world. Motivate and expressive. Well, there are many expressives, and they love to be celebrities, and you see them on the news quite a bit because of that. Madonna's one of them. And one of the things that you want to think about when you're motivating someone like this is that they live for the recognition, they live for the praise. So critique can be something very difficult to be able to deal with. Okay? Motivating a driver. Now, there have been many drivers in the course of our history as human beings, but one that I can think of that has accomplished a lot is Mother Teresa. And you may not think of her as a driver, but if you've ever heard her, if you've seen movies that have been done about her, she's always been very focused and knew what the goal was, knew what she wanted to accomplish. And I love the quote here, if you can't feed 100, just feed one. There's an action. She's calling you to action there. And I'm calling you to action too. Could you please send me your success story? I know you're going to be successful when you master dealing with the different personality types. Send it to Michelle at michellemotivateme.com.